Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, love bugs. It is your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, Mimi the Motivator, and this is the Get High Motivation Show. Hi, boo. I'm so glad that you back with me, and welcome, newcomers. Hi. You are now officially a love bug, and you are now officially responsible for becoming 1% better every single day in one area of your life. No pressure. No overnight successes, no miracles, because we know we need 10,000 hours. We need 5 to 10 years to become an overnight success. I'm telling y'all, I'm due. Woo! Are any of y'all due? Are any of y'all due for success? Are any of y'all due? Yes, we do. Today I'm excited. I'm super pumped. We have a guest today who was a speaker at my event last year at Get Home Motivation Live 2020 Vision. Oh my gosh, he rocked it. It was his very first time getting on stage. Don't tell nobody. I didn't tell nobody. But I coached him, and he had a story. He had a story that needed to be on stage. He had a story that needed to be shared about being the CEO of your own life. So if you have time, go back. You got to go back a whole year ago almost, or at least a good 10 months or so, and look for an interview with Diego. Diego is everything, okay? Yeah, and the story that he's going to share is going to be powerful. No more needs to be said. Let's get to our food for thought. So I grabbed a book called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. But this is not where our food for thought is coming from. It's coming from the card that was holding the place. And it says, believe in yourself and the possibilities are unlimited. Believe in yourself and the possibilities are unlimited. Believe in yourself and the possibilities are unlimited. We don't need anybody else to believe in us. And I'm going to remind you now, before it gets too late and before we get too far into the year, that you don't need anybody to believe in you. You don't need anybody to believe in your dreams. You don't need anybody to believe in your vision, your business, your product, your service. The person who needs to be convinced is you. Do you believe? And if you don't, it's about time you start. Nothing happens without the power of belief. I was listening to the story of the brothers, of the Wright brothers, who are responsible for us having airplanes. Shoot, they're responsible for us having rockets and everything else that goes up into the air at this point in life, because it began with them, some bicycle shop guys. They weren't like fancy engineers or anything like that I know of, but I know that they worked on bicycles. And I know that they believed that they could fly. Did you know that their father pretty much like disowned them? They were like, I don't know, maybe even banned from the church or something like that, because they thought it was blasphemy for them to think that they could fly. Only birds fly. I guess God flied. But we fly. And if you know me, you know I stay talking about while y'all changing lanes, I'm switching planes. So I thank the Wright brothers for believing in themselves, for making the impossible possible, for what everyone tried to convince them that was dumb and impossible, that they did it. The most important thing is that they continued to believe. They kept their perspective light and positive. Their first time really getting a plane in the air, the plane was only in the air for 14 seconds. And you see how I said only 14 seconds? That's a pessimistic view of things. Not only did they get a plane in the air, but they got a plane in the air, and that plane remained in the air for 14 whole seconds. Shift in perspective. Ooh, I love how stuff always just go together. I believe today, love bugs, that you are going to have a shift in your perspective. I believe today that is where you will become 1% better is in your perspective, in the way you see things, the way you are looking at things, because that is up to you. That is all of your choosing. You can look at something and see it as a challenge, as a problem, as an issue, as something that it's in your way, an obstacle blocking you from success, blocking you from living your best life. You could be looking at a person that's blocking you from living your best life, keeping you from reaching your spiritual pinnacle. The truth is that it's you. It's your belief system. Because whatever you believe is what becomes true. The Wright brothers believed that they could fly. I believe I can fly too. I believe you can fly. And I believe we can fly in any direction we want to go this year. I believe that the possibilities have opened up in a way I have never witnessed before. There are endless possibilities awaiting you. There are endless opportunities awaiting you. There are endless ideas in your mind awaiting to become important enough to you to believe in so that they can become manifest. It's time, love bug. It's time to shift the perspective of what is possible for you. It's time to shift our perspective of what is possible for us to create. Shift our perspective on what we are capable of doing with what we already have. We don't need anything else. We are more than equipped. We are more than ready. You might be too ready. Just go on and jump out there. Nothing can happen without you taking that first step. And thinking is cool. But it's time to step beyond thinking about the vision, the dream, the possibility. And it is time to start taking action on what we believe possible for us. It doesn't have to be possible for anybody else. It actually can be impossible for everyone else. But it is possible for you. What you desire to do is possible for you. What you desire to have is possible for you. So let's take a break and let's pay some bills while you think about your possibilities. Hey, love bugs. Boy, are you in for a treat. I'm telling you, today you're going to get a sneak peek of one of the speakers who will be gracing the virtual stage of Get High on Motivation Live 2021, New Year, New You. You've been listening to these podcasts, watching these videos and audio books and motivational videos and subconscious programming. You've done all of that long enough. Now, I want to invite you to come experience the power that happens when positive people, positive ideas, and positive energy connect in one space. It is going to be a transformative experience, one like you have never experienced before. You can't get this from no recording. This is the live, the real deal, Holyfield. Come hear these dynamic speakers. They all have an element that you can use to create your best life yet. Be there.
No, you're good. So like I was saying, that's awesome that you're going to touch on law of attraction, because for many years, as I was a young business owner, you know, I always let my tattoos and my appearance hold me back, right? I mean, I was always dressed to impress, presentable, but it was something that was always inside of me, like this shame that I had in me.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, you know, when I just woke up one day and I said, you know what? I am who I am. I got something great to offer. And all that matters is when people get to know this right here. That's all that matters, because we all have a past. We all have different things in our lives, you know? And once I was able to overcome that and see the perspective of what life is, right?
Mhm.
My business career has been great because I've made connections with multimillionaires. I've sat at tables in houses with these multimillionaires, and I never thought I would be at that table.
Yeah.
That's just part of that law of attraction. Is you attract what you believe. You know,
Hmm.
and so yeah, I think that's dope that you're gonna be doing that.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it because like I said, more people like us that look like us need to know that. And I'm the same way. I feel like that's what has allowed me to be unleashed even like these past couple of months, even the past 30 days have just been like popping for me, you know? And it's because it's like, man, forget it. I don't have time to be cookie cut. I don't have time to be how I even think people want me to be. I don't have time to be how
Yeah,
people tell me they want me to be. I just
yeah.
don't have time. I just got to be me. Take it or leave it. I'm a spiritual gangster. Come with it. You feel me?
I
You
feel you,
know,
but I feel you because
you
I'm
know,
the same way. What you see is what you get.
right, right.
I got a big heart, but at the same time, I use my brain to make real decisions in life.
Yeah.
So because art can deceive us, man, and it has within business. So, but but yeah, I'm excited. I might touch on a little something else. I'm gonna think about it really, so that way I can really give an impactful speech. Last time I just shared who I was, right? And this time I really want to come with what I'm about.
Yeah.
This is what I'm about, and this is what it takes to level up your life to get to the next levels. And the only reason why I say that is because I've done it multiple times in my life,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be dope. So
So tell me, what has been your biggest success this year? Well, this past year, I guess from last year. What was your biggest success of 2020?
my biggest success is realizing that all the problems internal and external within my life and my business all started with me.
Yeah.
So I've realized I had to really fix who I am as an individual and really dig deep into the pain, into the progression within my life and the personal development in order to change everything else that was around me, right? So like my business, my business it was hurting. We were on the brink of bankruptcy.
Yeah.
I thought I did everything to avoid that, but when I was really sitting there ready to sign on those papers, I backed out of it. I backed out of it, and I realized I hadn't done everything to change that outcome because I didn't work on the most important thing, and that was me. And that was probably the greatest thing that came over this last year was realizing that it all starts with me.
Yeah.
And in order to change something in one's life, in order to change their business, they got to change internally. And that's what I've realized. And since I've been working hard since August, my business, everything has changed around. I'm sober since August. I
What?
quit drinking. Yeah, I quit because again, like everybody, right? I'm a very addictive person, right? I have a very addictive personality. You know how Mexican families do it. We drink and we drink hard. And let me decline that. Right, we're raised around that lifestyle of partying,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and that's how I dealt with my. I buried my head in the sand since February of 2020, and I chose alcohol and I chose drinking. Now, given right, my 50% is what most normal people's 100% is, right?
I know.
So it was a struggle. My relationships were suffering, my business was suffering, and before I sighted on those dotted lines of filing bankruptcy and just giving up, I pulled back and I said, nah, I know what needs to change deep down. I know what needs to change, and I need to make that change. And I made that change. I've been making those changes since August, and it's just crazy how much more your life can be complete and better when you really focus and hone in on self development and spiritual development within oneself. You know what I mean? And that was
Yes.
the greatest thing that came out of this last year, because it wasn't easy, and it was probably some of the greatest adversity that I've ever faced, business wise and in my life. And I faced a lot of adversity in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm just seeing the growth, right? Mimi, from August. of being down and out, addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, and self-denial of I'm not an alcoholic, I'm not a drug addict, you know what I mean? Just because I controlled it, right? It was
Right.
controllable. Right. But having to look in the mirror and really say, hey, nah, this ain't working. You
Yeah.
know, it's either so I turned the ship around, and it's crazy to me when a person invests 100% in themselves and their pain and their education and everything that they are as a human being, how much we can really accomplish in this life. You know what I mean? It just blows me away. And that's what I've really took out of this last year. As selfish as it sounds, it's not, because in order for my relationship with my kids and my wife to be the greatest that it can be, it starts with me. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
starts
Relationship with self. Yeah.
relationship with self, you know, and that's something that throughout the last 32 years of my life, I've always battled, you know what I mean? Because I come from that family of break chains, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't like doing Zoom on the phone, but
Well, that's all right. Well, I mean, I really appreciate you. I mean, I feel like I feel motivated. I feel inspired for today. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to get on stage,
you
on our
know,
virtual stage.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was part of like my perspective of what I was going to share with people is that, hey, I'm a very successful young man, right?
Yeah.
Very successful in my line of work and in the businesses that I have. But again, when the person gets complacent and they dig their head in the sand, they can lose everything, and it really just takes that perspective of life of saying, hey, if this man can do it or this woman can do it, there ain't no reason why I can't. I just got to pull my head out of my ass, so to speak. I won't say that, but
You
you
can
know,
say that. So yeah, it's okay to say that because we won't be at the library.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
We'll be on my own platform. So there's no limitations, in a sense, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
My show is my show is geared towards grown-ups. My show can include young folks in a sense, like maybe older teenagers, but really when I say young folks, it's more like college students or whatever. But
sure,
the
sure,
majority of the listeners and people who will probably be in the audience are going to be between the ages of 25 and 45.
cool,
Okay. So
yeah,
you say what you want. Unleash. Be mask off. Okay.
sure.
Mask.
No, I'm excited, and just like I think it's going to be easier for me to present this time because I have done a lot of these on Zoom, right? Like
Mhm.
speaking on Zoom on different topics and things like that. So I'm really excited to come even better than I did last time.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That was my first time. That popped my
I know.
cherry.
I know. But I
So
saw something in you. It was something about you. I was like, I said, I got to give him a chance.
yeah.
I remember you got on stage, you started, you was like, can I start over? I was like, go ahead. You started again. You was like, can I start over? I said, come on off that stage.
No, I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
credit you with me helping me be able to tell my story and a story, you know, and so that, yeah, much respect for you to help me be able to tell a story, because since then I've been telling many stories and I've been growing my audience as well as you have, and just growing my impact within this world, and it's great how great is it with technology that we can grow that impact, from
I
anywhere.
know. We're no longer bound to Colorado Springs or the Colorado Springs area. We now can touch lives across the world.
Yep.
That's why I'm not mad about doing this in a virtual space. I'm not mad any, because
At all.
that means our family anywhere can attend. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? So
Yep.
I do want to tell you that we're doing a luggage giveaway. So
Cool.
we're giving a rose gold luggage set. It's a 4-piece luggage set that we're giving away, but people have to attend to win it. So I just posted it on my social media last night. I think it's a little giveaway thing. So if you
Sure.
can share that, so that way, more people can get a chance to win the luggage and to be
Dope.
at the event. But yeah,
Dope.
hey, tell your girl get it. Look, but
For
it's
real.
cute. It's nice. It's a nice little 4-piece rose gold luggage set. It's worth $300, so it's not
Dope.
too cheap.
Dope. Dope.
So
Dope. And
all
then
right.
But that's primarily what I'm going to be talking about, Mimi.
Okay.
And just to let people know, hey, when you think the end is near, when you're on the verge of giving up, there's always a way there's always a way, and it's always forward, you know. So
Yes, I love it.
sharing my story.
I'm gonna use. I think I am gonna go. I might go ahead and use this for a podcast. I might cut some pieces and put it
Yeah,
together. I might go ahead and do that today because I got a little time on my hands. Do you have
yeah,
a
that's
question?
true.
Do you have a question I can answer on the show today? You know how like at the end, I don't know if you listen to my show or not, but at the end of every show, I have usually like a listener letter that I answer. So do you have a question that you can ask that I can answer for the audience? It can be personal, it can be business, it can be spiritual.
How, how do you make an impact in the world in order to grow your personal brand?
How do you make an impact on the world? Wait a minute. How do you make an impact in the world with your personal brand? Or what did you say? What was it?
Personal brand. How so we all know personal branding is important.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to word this the right way.
Well,
So
just
what
if it's a whole little paragraph, that's fine.
so what is the best way to make the impact on your audience? You know what I mean? Just how does Mimi what does Mimi think of what the best strategies and how to make that impact on her audience in order to grow your personal brand? Or you know what I'm saying? Does
Yeah,
that make
I know exactly what you're saying. Yes, I mean I can answer that right now if you want to answer,
yeah,
so you don't have to listen to the show, or you still got to listen to the show.
I'll listen to it.
Yeah, but what I'm gonna say is just how I told you. I want you to show up on stage. I want you to show up mask off. It's really about being your authentic self, no matter what that is, whatever your idiosyncrasies or whatever your sharp edges and rough edges are, all of that, taking all of that and even taking your soft spots too and everything in between and putting that out there. Trusting your audience, because if you trust somebody, then you have to be vulnerable with them. Just
Sure,
like with you and your wife, y'all have to be vulnerable with each other in order to trust each other. Because if you ain't being vulnerable, that means probably you hiding something, which is gonna make me not trust you.
sure,
Same thing with your audience. Same with anybody that's listening to you. You have to be vulnerable with them so that way they can trust you, because they already kind of trust you or looking to you for something. So why not allow them to even open up? Because if you open up, they can open up, and that can open them up to the change and open them up to the message that you have for them. And that's how you're going to impact them the most, by being vulnerable, by being ugly in a sense, by being tatted up, by being whoever you are, telling your story and not being ashamed of it. I have so many stories that I used to be so ashamed of that now they just come out of my mouth and I'm like, ooh, did I just say that out loud?
how I am too.
I'm like, ooh, ooh, and the person will be looking like, you did what? Like,
my,
hey, it is what
my
it is. I've
my
had a very
favorite
well-rounded life.
my favorite is telling old stories about what I was into to my mom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you.
None, you know what I mean? I'm a successful young man. That was back in the day, you know.
Right. It don't matter. None of that stuff even matters. That's like today I had a conversation with myself in the mirror. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was listening to something, but something just struck me like, man, it don't matter where I came from. It don't even matter where I am right now, but definitely it doesn't matter what has happened to me in the past. It doesn't matter what I have happened to in the past, because I have happened to some people and I have happened to some things. You know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah,
I have done some stuff out there, so it's like, me knowing that, it's like none of that even matters. None of that has anything to do with who I am, who I
sure.
am becoming, who I've been wired and fabricated and perfectly wrapped to be.
Yep.
We live in a society that has told us we have to be a certain kind of way, which makes us think that we're imperfect and there's something wrong with us and it's wrong to be this way and it's wrong to wear certain color hair. It's because that was how I first like busted the mold of branding. So before I branded myself as Mimi the Motivator, I branded myself as Mimi Loot. Okay. And everybody knew Mimi Loot. That's when Twitter was real big. If I walked into a place, the DJ would say the blue haired girls here. Okay. because I knew branding. Every time I walked into a club, I had on sunglasses and some colored hair.
Yeah.
You know, and even before it was the colored hair, it was sunglasses. I had
Yeah.
sunglasses in a cuff, like a metal cuff that I wore. That was part of my brand. You see what I'm saying? So I know branding if I don't know nothing else, because I've been an entrepreneur since I was 7 years old. Okay.
Wow. Well, I used to hustle bubble gum in elementary school. So
Yes, so you understand. Yeah, I started off at 7. I was ironing clothes. I would design these coupons and I would iron 2 things for $1. And I knew exactly who to give them to. Okay, I ain't just giving to anybody. I knew
dope.
exactly what adults to give these coupons to. By the time I was 13, I was selling jumbo jawbreakers that you wore around your neck. And then that's
Yeah.
what solicitation was. And there was no solicitation in school, or I was gonna get put out. Okay. So then fast forward, I'm in high school and I'm in this summer program where we're learning to be entrepreneurs. And so me and my group started a printing company. And I walked up and down the major road in my hood where it's like barbershops and stuff like that,
Sure.
beauty shops. And I sold all of them advertisement space in a newsletter. I wrote in the newsletter. I was the editor of the newsletter. And then I went back out after we printed them and sold copies to all them same places.
Dope.
So we
Dope.
cut checks, you know what I'm saying? But after we cut checks, I realized that I was serious and they wasn't. Bye. We done with it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been into marketing. I've always been into branding. I've done it my whole life. My biggest marketing thing I had done as a young person was a juvenile concert in a little small city, Jackson, Tennessee. I was in college. It was the biggest promotion I ever done. I had a biker gang and I had models, and my boss owned a clothing store as well. So we got on the baby fat little Daisy Dukes. You know what I'm saying? We on the back of the motorcycles. We riding through the city to all the parks, passing out flyers, selling tickets. You know what I'm saying? It's my thing. Okay. Sales and marketing is just my thing. Speaking is my thing. Speaking was my sport as a kid. It's how I got my trophies. I was little. I was a miniature, small midget kid who was uncoordinated, but I could run my mouth. Okay.
That's what's up, Mimi. Well, I'm stoked that we connected again and that you're
Yes.
invited back for this one. And I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill it, and I'm gonna really impact the audience for real. You know, I'm just gonna be vulnerable, like you said, and let people know what the deal is. You know,
All
so
right. That's what I want. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. I really appreciate you bringing your love and your light to this space. I want to thank you for investing in yourself. I want to thank you for those of you who have shared this message with other people. And if you haven't, take that time and do that right now. Share this message with someone that you care about. And I'll see you back next week. I am Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator. This is the Get Home Motivation Show. Uh-oh, we might have to get a new theme song. Be happy, be healthy, be you. And I'll see you at Get High on Motivation Live 2021. New year, new you.